Hi, my name is Dallas Thompson. It's my third YouTube video. I hope I'm learning. I want to talk about my background a little bit. My mother, her name is Glenda Faye, and she has colorful roots. Her ancestry all came from Appalachia area. She came from Arkansas with her family loaded on a old Model A truck. Everything they owned was tied to this truck. Her brother had to sit on the front fender with a lantern so they could drive at night, like 5-10 miles an hour. But she blossomed. She was fun to be with. She danced 5 nights a week. She died when she was 90 years old, but when she was around 75, by the way, she made 2 hole-in-one playing golf. Very active. She danced a lot, and I enjoyed dancing with her. I had taken some time. I wanted a boat. I lived at Pismo Beach, and I thought about going up Sacramento Delta. There's thousands of miles of shoreline all around, all kinds of things there. So I bought this cabin cruiser, and my cousin and I at Avila, there just north of Pismo Beach in California, there's a dock, and we spent all summer completely going through it, sanding, buying new navigation equipment. Well, we got through, it looked like a new boat. Below decks, it had a bathroom, a kitchen, dining room, a bedroom, and completely remodeled it. And in the process, I took out the automatic steering. Later on, I found I should not have done that. So I wanted to go take it up to Sacramento from Pismo and sell it. Because after doing a lot of work on it, I found that it was a wooden boat that was overlaid with fiberglass, and you're always worried about the wood deteriorating. So it was just like a new boat when I got through with it. It was appraised like 105,000, something like that. So in any event, nobody go with me when I wanted to go up to Sacramento, because you can go all the way north along the coast of California, cut in at San Francisco Bay, go underneath the bridge, keep going, and pretty soon the Sacramento River dumps into the ocean, and you go upriver Sacramento, and you go up past Stockton, and you go all the way to Sacramento. You could go even further, but Sacramento or Stockton was my destination. So Mom says, I'll go with you. I don't want you to go by yourself. So brave Mom. We meet at the docks, about 6 in the morning. It's dark. And get out on the boat and get loaded up, get out in the bay, out in the open ocean. Wow. I hadn't checked the sea conditions. I hadn't checked the weather. I'm just going north. They call it uphill because the wind conditions always blow south there, almost always. So it makes the waves go south, and you go north, and just like going uphill is what the boat people call it. And when we first took off, I was not experienced in seagoing stuff, and I would come off the top of the waves and it would crash down. These waves like 12, 15 feet tall, just like dropping the boat into the water. The engine would even race when they come out of the water, and did boom. And so it took us, oh man, we went to Morro Bay initially, and it took all day to get there because the wind conditions was really strong and the waves. waves. And we burned over 100 gallons of fuel. So we go into Morro Bay, and Morro Bay has a kind of a tricky entry. It's kind of narrow, and my mom says, "Oh, this is dangerous." She had seen pictures of big boats and yachts trying to brave when the wind picks up the waves. And these boats just stand straight up when the waves hit them. So we get through it. We're at Morro Bay. And first thing we did, put another 100 gallons of fuel in. And Mom says, let's go get a drink. Okay. So by this time, it's in the evening, and we go in this bar, and they started loading musical and karaoke equipment. My mom says, "I want to sing karaoke." She sang the best karaoke I have ever had heard her sing. And we had a good time. And as she relaxed, she told me when that boat would crash, she's down below, and she's seasick. She's got her head between her knees, a big plastic bag, sitting in the kitchen, quietly just throwing up. And she's thinking, I wonder if this engine's going to go through the bottom of the boat. I hadn't even thought of that part. Of course, I slowed down after a few times crashing down, because we weren't in a hurry. But she was calm. She never yelled. I was impressed at how brave she was. So next morning, we're going to head on out, and I tried to go like 15 miles an hour. I thought, that's a good speed. We're not in a hurry. So we went on up, and the boat, I was impressed. Like I said, I had all new equipment, the latest navigation stuff, but I sure miss I didn't have that automatic steering. I had to stand there at the wheel, and sometimes I'd have my mom take the wheel, and I had to go to the bathroom or something, and she'd hold the wheel steady, but what she didn't realize, the boat, the wind would knock the heading off, a few degrees, and pretty soon we're going backwards. And she said, I was holding the wheel straight. I said, Mom, watch the heading, look at the compass. Well, anyway, she didn't enjoy steering. I had to stand there all day, and we went like 12 hours a day. So the second day, we wound up, actually, we went on, Morro Bay was the second day, and then the third day, we went up to Half Moon Bay. Half Moon is kind of not a bad, of course I'm wore out, because sometimes I'm going offshore, staying, maybe 10 miles out, and the California coastline goes kind of backwards from north, goes west a ways. So I wanted to stay inside of the shore because I felt more comfortable. So the third day we were up in San Francisco, and I couldn't believe it's foggy. And I haven't made a right-hand turn into San Francisco Bay yet. I'm going parallel, still going north, just before I get to the bay. And it's so foggy, I see this something in front of us, and I'm thinking it's a cliff. As I got closer, it's a huge ship going right across their bow. And good Lord, man, that thing was huge, and they go fast. They're going like 30 miles an hour. I mean, they're like moving. So I slowed down, and I got attuned to the local channel, and those ships are like airplanes. I'd never been exposed to that. I used to have a plane. I knew how to fly. And guide these ships just like airplanes. They keep saying, what's your ETA, waypoint, blah, 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 and they're really fast. So I kind of got in between those ships and went in, and we went all the way, all day. Boy, did we burn some gas, until when we got in San Francisco and went inland, we didn't use as much fuel because we weren't fighting the waves. And we went to a place called Herman's Marina. And Herman's Marina, it was a nice place. It had a store that sold all the supplies for boats, and a lot of tourists there coming from Bakersfield and Fresno, the valley, and a lot of boats. And it kind of felt good because it was lonely going north from Pismo. We were the only boat out there. The smart people stayed in. You didn't see any fishermen out in that rough seas. So as I pulling in there at Herman's Marina in Stockton, California, we decided we're going to stay there rather than going up to Sacramento. I had a sister there, Rachel, and we wanted to see her and visit with her. And there was a loud bang down below my feet. The engine was below decks. And I raised the cover, and there's steam shooting out. So here we are. Don't know what the problem is, and I examined it. It's a water hose. I had replaced all that stuff before we left. But anyway, one of them burst, and so I got some duct tape. Had to let it cool down a little bit, tape it up. And hired a guy to replace it, and we had a good visit. And we stayed there like a week. We didn't sell it. I mean, people they were admiring how far we had gone with this boat and what all we'd done, but we're not wanting to tell stories. We just want to sell the boat. So now we decide, you know what, let's go back to Pismo. So we get aboard. It took us 4 days to get there. And it took about 2.5 days to go back because the wind was blowing in our backs. We're going downhill, is what they called it. So I was really impressed. I learned a lot about that boat. There was some sea creatures attached to the bottom of the boat when I started. It wasn't bad because remember I had just redone everything. I'd hauled it out, dry docked it for like 6 months, and that hull underneath was slick now because that fresh water killed all the sea stuff. So we got back, and we had a really good trip. It was something that Mom and I reflected on our experiences, and we decided we'd never want to do it again. We're glad we did it. It was a real experience when, for me, I was pushed just standing there hours and hours doing about 2,500 RPMs, and that engine just was singing right along, and we're maxed out as fast as we can go. Coming back, going the other way against the wind, we could not do that. But I just wanted to share a little bit of my boating experience. I'm not a sea person, but I did enjoy the experience, and it's my mom, she's died at 90, and we had a really good experience that I'm glad that I took the time to share with her. And click that subscribe, like button, and I'll have some more experiences. Using my channel here. Remember, I have 4 other channels. I have a total of 5 channels. And so you can get to know the real Dallas. And yes, I have a lot of experience. I know about real estate, psychology, and investments, etc., apartments. I've bought and sold a lot of apartments and flipped them, and I enjoyed the process. So have a great day and enjoy what you're doing. Thank you.